Welcome back. We are continuing in our HTML series with part 4, and in this video we're going to solve a problem we discussed at the end of the last video, redundancy. What if there are a lot of a specific type of tag in a web page and you need to change it for all of them? Do you have to copy and paste? Well, is that the best way to do it? Most web pages will have many tags, and there needs to be a more efficient way to change the style to change the properties for those tags. And this is where creating an internal style sheet can be useful. So the last video was inline styles, and so now we're going to be creating an internal style sheet. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's open up our previous fiddle. Got to be signed in. Go to the top right corner in your fiddles. Look for the HTML part 3. Make sure you're clicking on whichever one is the latest version. So when you open that up, you should see it ended how we finished in the last video. Let's go ahead and start off by changing it to HTML part 4 in both the metadata and in the title tag. All right, so let's imagine that this web page is really long with tons of paragraphs. I mean, I know our web page is really short, but let's just pretend, let's imagine, there are hundreds of paragraphs or maybe even thousands of paragraphs. Do we really want to create a style for all of those paragraphs and put it in every single paragraph tag? Even copying and pasting, that just sounds torturous. And then imagine after we finally get them all done, that whoever has hired us to make that website comes to us and they have changed their mind how they want the paragraphs to look. They're like, well, we decided we wanted to look this way. And you have to go back through and change it for all of those. Yeah, you're going to be mad at that point. You're not very excited. It's not sounding fun at all. So that's just not a good way to do it. There is a better way. And what we're going to be doing is internal style sheets, which are going to allow us to do that. So what it is, instead of putting the styles in each separate tag, we can actually create some code in the head section of the web page that actually identifies what the different styles should be for that particular type of tag, and it will apply to all of the tags inside that page. Okay, to do this, I'm going to go into that head section and insert a space for a new line, and I'm going to put in a tag that is just going to be style, and it's going to have a type attribute of text CSS. Now, this CSS, this is the type of styles that we're using with the inline styles as well, and this is the type we're going to be using for this and the next couple of videos. We do need to close off our style tag. And now anything that we put inside this style tag is going to be CSS styles that will apply to this entire page. So to start off with, we could do, well, let's do the body. So I would put in body, but since I'm applying it to all the body tags, now we know that there is just one body tag, but it's good to start correctly. I'm going to open up curly braces. And now anything that I put inside these curly braces will apply to all the tags of this type. So for the body tag, I'm just going to copy and paste, save myself a little bit of typing here. We put in these two styles. So I'm going to hit Command-C on my Mac. You might hit Control-C on your Windows or Chromebook, and then go ahead and paste that in. Now, typically you'll find that the styles are listed going down, so each one separated by a semicolon. It would work both ways, but that's the typical way or the convention for doing that. So now I don't need this inside my body tag, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that out of the body tag, and I'm going to have it just here. Now, if I hit run, I shouldn't see any change at all, because it's the same styles being applied to the body tag, but through this internal style sheet and not through the inline style that we did before. So not a big deal for that one, not very helpful. But let's look at what we have. Oh, our H1, so I could put in H1, open up my curly braces, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the body tag. I'm going to remove it from there, and I'm going to put it right up here in the head section. Now I no longer need that in my H1 tag, so I can get rid of that one. And I'm going to keep going. Ooh, our HR for our horizontal rule. So I'm putting in my HR, opening up the curly braces. And then I'm going to take out what I put in the style here. Now, if I hit Command or Control X, it cuts it, and I can still paste it in with Command or Control V. Either way, I'm still going to go back and delete what was there, so I don't know if that's actually saving any time at all, but just showing you some keyboard shortcuts that can help you if you did not already know them. And now we get to our paragraphs. Well, right now I had two different things in the two different paragraphs. What I can do is decide what I need my paragraphs to look like, and I could put all of that in just this one spot. So maybe I want to combine all of these things. I want the paragraph to have all of these different things in there, so I can go ahead and get my font family from right there and paste that in. And that was from my first paragraph tag. And then I can go in here with my second, and I can take out all of this and put it in. Now I do not want it all on one line like that, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. So I don't need that anymore. And so now I should actually see a change if I run this. I should see a change here because I had two different sets of styles on the two different paragraphs, but now that's all combined under the paragraph tag here, so it should impact those both. So I'm going to go ahead and hit run, and we'll see that both those paragraphs are now looking the same. And that's the beauty of an inline style sheet, an internal style sheet, because we're actually being able to impact all of the paragraph tags inside just one spot. Okay, now looking back through here, is there anything else that we did? Oh, we had our ordered list. So with here, I've got to make a decision, because if I put that for all my ordered list, well, it is going to be overridden by this list item. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. And I'm going to take this right here. And I'm going to go up and put in just list item. Okay, and if I apply the color white to all my list items, that means if it's an ordered list or an unordered list. Okay, so if I just applied it to OL, that would impact just the ordered lists. If I apply it to the LI tag, that will apply it to the unordered and the ordered lists. So go ahead and hit run again, and let's scroll down and we see the change. I see the white here, but I don't see the change here because these are links, right? These are links that are inside my unordered list. So those are actually being applied differently. I think that's something that's going to be good for us to fix in the next video. But speaking of the next video, now let's imagine this is just one page. And yes, we pretend it has thousands of paragraphs, but most websites have more than just one page. They might have dozens or even hundreds of pages. So yeah, we did this work here, but what if we want all the pages to have the same formatting? Well, I'd still have to copy and paste this internal style sheet to go to all of those other pages. There's probably a better way to do that as well, and that's what we're going to start covering in the next video. Okay, if you've not done so already, we do need to make sure that we fork this, so that way we're not overriding our part 3. So make sure you've hit fork. Always make sure that you save before you're done, because you don't want to lose any of your work. All right, we'll continue in the next video.